Have you ever shared a house with someone? If you have, then you know there are certain rules and etiquettes that need to be followed to keep the peace. The list is long, but things like privacy, respect, cleaning up after yourself, and most importantly, not touching any snacks that aren't yours, are the best ways to ensure proper survival with your roommate. Well, today we're going to talk about the worst roommate there is, the quagga mussel. Now, you're not going to find this mussel in your kitchen with the fridge open, but you will find it underwater, annoying its fellow aquatic peers and completely changing their habitats. The quagga mussel, also known as Dreisandrus triformes bugensis, is an invasive species of mussel that was first discovered in North America in the year 1989. It was in Port Colborne, Lake Erie, that it was first found. Quagga mussels were found in sand and silt deep in the water where its close relative, the zebra mussel, couldn't compete with it. Now, however, they're found in both shallow and deep waters, and they can live as far down as 130 meters deep, but can also occupy hard surfaces such as rocks and the bottom of boats. The quagga mussel began to spread rapidly, from the Great Lakes to the St. Lawrence River in Canada. This is a series of images showing the progression of mussel invasion in Canada and the US from the years 1990 to 2010. By 2009, their population was increasing so fast to the point where they actually replaced their close relative, the zebra mussel, in the Great Lakes. The quagga mussel can spread fast for many reasons. First, they can reproduce in a short amount of time. Second, they have a high capacity to reproduce. Third, when they do reproduce, their larvae spread with the water current, causing their population to spread out farther. And finally, they can tolerate different environmental factors, making their chance of survival better. Despite all their capabilities, however, the major reason that these mussels were able to spread across Canada and the US was thanks to human activity. Boats played a big role in spreading them. But no, quagga mussels don't have strong enough muscles to row the boat, so instead they had to attach to the bottom of boats, essentially getting a free ride to many places. Quagga mussels are filter feeders, meaning they filter water to get their food by using a siphon. Their main source of food are phytoplankton, but they can also feed on dissolved organic matter, bacteria, and zooplankton. The quagga mussel's biggest impact is their filter feeding. They have a high capacity for filtration, which impacts the entire food web and changes the aquatic ecosystem that they occupy. They do this by causing severe declines in the concentration levels of chlorophyll A, and by increasing water clarity by removing suspended particles from the water column. As they're feeding, they spit out the food they don't want, causing it to drop further down the water. This causes the plants and animals occupying the upper parts of the water to now have less food. However, now that there are more nutrients available at the lower levels of the water, and the water is clearer allowing sunlight to reach farther down, plants and animals at the bottom grow more. This whole process has caused a massive shift in the aquatic ecosystem, also known as the top-down effect. Because of their effects, many protocols have been put in place to attempt to minimize their impacts. For example, boat inspection stations were set up to ensure that there are no mussels attached to the bottom of boats, in order to minimize their spread. Now that you've learned more about these quagga mussels, I hope you can realize that they have strong impacts on the ecosystems they invade, fully altering the way that they normally function and impacting the native communities there. Because of this, we have to keep a close eye on their spread and try to minimize their harmful effects. This video was made with the programs Procreate and Wondershare Filmora. The music used is by Lily Pichu. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've learned something new today.